Okay, there we go.
All right. So now we're going to look at question. Do you have a question for me, Sourish?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at number 5 here. All right, number 5, 2 times x minus 1 squared plus 3. Let's start out with what is the parent function? What is the parent function?
The parent function.
Yes.
I know the parent function for that. What the parent function? Yes, I know the parent function. The parent function is x squared.
It is x squared. Very good. Do you remember from last time the 3 data points that we use for this one? The 3 points on the graph.
Yeah.
Okay, it's -1, 0, and 1. And then you're squaring these numbers. So -1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1. And we've got to put that on the graph. All right, so graph that here. So -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So some sort of a U shape like that. All right, so you got to graph that for the first graph there on the left for number 5.
Yep.
Let me know when you have that down.
All right, got that down.
Okay. So the next thing to do here is to work on each transformation. So the first transformation we're going to work on here, I'm going to just grab this and bring it down. First transformation we're going to work on here is to the right 1. All right. So does this affect the x or the y value?
X or the y value. That right there, that affects to the y value right there.
Okay, so that is the first incorrect answer. We're going to go back and look at this one more time. And we're going to...
Wait, I thought you said that you're not gonna, you show it to me backwards because you're, okay, maybe, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you some questions and you got to get 3 right in a row here for us to move on. Okay. A reflection over the x-axis, does that affect x or y?
X.
That's this one down here, that changes y, so that's incorrect. We still got to get 3 correct. All right, new question here. A movement right or left affects x or y. Right or left affects x or y.
X, because you see.
Okay. A reflection over the y-axis, does that affect x or y? Reflection over the y-axis.
Yes.
You are correct. All right, last one here to get it right. Up or down, does that affect the x or the y? All right, you got it. Okay. So right one affects the x value, okay? The x value, you add 1 to it. So I want you to add 1 to each of the x values and tell me the result, please.
-1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2.
Okay, and no change to y. So we got that.
Yep.
All right, I want you to graph the new points for me on your graph, please. Let me know when you've done that.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, does your graph look like this?
Yeah. So that right there, that's like an exponential growth.
No, and this is not the correct graph, by the way, Sourish. So you're either lying to me or you really don't understand what's going on.
I already wrote it down. I was just asking that exponential growth question. I was just
I asked you,
make
I
sure
asked
that it's
you,
like exponential growth.
I asked you if this was your graph, and you said yes. This is not the correct graph.
I wrote that down. I got that down.
You did not graph anything. There's no way. So what should we do, Sarah? Should we do a math lesson today, or should we not do a math lesson today?
I can do a math lesson. I'm just gonna be keeping on writing.
I'm asking you to do this part on your own because I already know how to do it, and I'm asking you to give it a try.
Okay.
Every other student I work with, they are willing to try. Are you going to be like all the other students where they try to do
Yeah.
this on their own?
I want to be all like other students.
I'm just asking you to graph 3 points.
I know. I'm grabbing.
Okay. Sourish, have you been able to graph these 3 points?
Yes, I grabbed them already. I grabbed them.
Okay. Tell me
This
where
time I got
t-
it right.
tell me where to put this first point. Tell me how to get there from the origin. Do I go
Yeah.
up,
0,
down, left?
1.
Do I go up, down, left, or right?
Up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How about 1, 0? Where is that?
1, 0 at the right.
Okay. And how about 2, 1?
2, 1 to the right and then up.
All right, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at our next transformation. I'm going to bring this down. You've got those list of transformations in front of you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, so the that's not right. I don't want that one. We've already transformed it. Grab this one. All right, just getting reset here. All right, so the next transformation is a vertical stretch by 2. Does that affect the X or the Y?
Why?
That is correct, okay? So you're going to multiply every Y value by 2. So I want you to multiply every single Y value by 2 and tell me what the result is. Sourish, is it clear what I'm asking you to do?
Yes, vertical stretch by 2, like add 1 plus 2.
That's not what I said.
That's what I got from the Y values.
So when they're squeezed together, what math operation is that?
Squeeze together that what match operation. It's the same thing like an addition.
Well, where's the addition operator then?
It's not there, but that line right there, that means it's, and the line right there means it's an X.
This is addition.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no addition symbol there. So it's not addition. If I wanted you to add 4 plus 5, I would write this way. But if I put them next to each other, what math operation is that?
I would guess multiplication.
Yes, so you're going to multiply the y's by 2. So I'm
Yeah.
asking you to give me the new y's after you multiply by 2.
1 times 2 is 2.
Okay, keep going.
0 times 2 is 0.
Okay,
1 times 2 is 2.
good. Keep the x values. All right, so if you can graph these on the third graph there.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, is this what your graph looks like?
Is that what my graph looks like?
Yes.
No, that's not how it is.
That's right. This is not graphed correctly.
Yeah.
Your graph should hopefully look something like this. Does it look something like that?
No, no.
Okay, well, what does yours look like? 0,
Mine
2.
is that you have to plot the point at 0, 2. Like 0, 2 is like
This
or
means to,
maybe you know what? Maybe. Oh yeah. I saw in my problem. Yes, yes.
okay, great. All right, so let's take a look at the last transformation. All right, we grab the table here.
Mhm.
All right, and your
Yeah.
last transformation here is up 3. Does that affect the x or the y?
Now back to X. Oh, Y. The Y.
It affects the y. In fact, you're going to add 3 to each y value. So can you do that for us, please?
Yeah. Mhm. All right, why, that line right there is a multiplication.
Which one?
The line, you see that right? No, the different one.
This is plus.
Y
Plus
to Y, right there.
yeah, that means the transformation. It means y becomes or goes to y plus 3.
Yeah, 2 plus 3.
Okay, so what is the new y value here on the right?
2 plus 3 is 5.
Okay,
0 plus 3 is 3. And 2 plus 3 is 5.
okay. All right, so go ahead and make the last graph there.
Mhm. Okay.
Got it?
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is 0, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5. Should look something like that.
Mhm.
All right. So let's see if we can get one more problem done today.
Okay.
Right. So this is not a quadratic. This is not an x squared. Do you remember what this function is?
Yes, that function. I know what that is. That's an X again.
That's not x. I mean, x is in it, but what's the parent function?
X squared.
It's not, just said it's not an x squared. Do you remember what this symbol here means?
Is it like, is it,
Remember this one?
is it like a division symbol? Is that what like?
It is not. It is the square root function.
Square root, oh my, so square root of X, right?
Yes. Okay. Now this is important. We want to know the parent function, and it's a new parent function this time. So x, y equals the square root of x. Its new values. It's 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. So these are your new parent function values. Okay.
Yep.
Any questions on that?
Any questions on that? No, I'm good. I got this now.
All right. So we're going to graph this, the first one here.
Okay.
So we're going to graph 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. Okay. So this time it's to the right. Okay. It's just to the right like this. There's nothing underneath. It's just to the right.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to do the first transformation.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab this. It's down here. All right. So the first transformation is to the right 1. Okay, and does that affect X or Y?
Yes. Does it affect X or Y? Right one right there. I got that. I know what that is. I know what that is. I'm gonna tell you. It's a
Okay,
X.
say that again.
X.
It affects X. X becomes X plus 1.
Yep.
So,
0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 4 plus 1 is 5.
okay, you're going to keep the Y values the same.
Yep, and then to the Y's.
All right, so I want you to graph this this one for us, please.
Okay, yeah. Hi, good Mom, go. I have tutoring. Okay, there we go, Matthew.
You've got it.
Yeah.
All right, so does your graph, let me go ahead and graph it here for you. Right, is this what your graph looks like?
No.
Okay, what does your graph look like?
My graph looks like from what it is. Like I'll show like it is 1 0 2 1 and 5 2.
So like this in red?
Yep.
All right, good. Very good. This one is wrong. Okay. All right, let's look at the next transformation. All right, the next transformation is a vertical stretch. Let me write it down, vertical stretch
Uh-huh.
by 2. Vertical stretch by 2. Does that affect the X or the Y?
Is it by the X or the Y? The Y.
It does affect the Y. This time you're going to take each Y value and multiply it by 2. Can you do that for me, please? Multiply each of those Y values by 2.
Uh-huh.
Do you have an answer for me, Sourish?
Yep, I got the answer.
Okay.
Yep. Well, yep, the answer is that 2 times 0 is 0, 1 times 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4.
Okay. All right. Could you graph that for me, please, and let me know when you're done?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have it down?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. There we go. All right, last transformation on this one. Last transformation.
And then we're done.
Well, we can move on to problem 7. Won't that be exciting?
Mm-hmm.
It's like playing a video game. You level up to the next level. All right, the next transformation is down 2. Does this affect the X or the Y value?
So the fact the X or the Y value. Okay, that right there, it affects the Y value.
Okay. I agree. Y becomes Y minus 2. Which means you will subtract Y from, or each Y value by 2.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay.
Okay, what do you have to say?
All right, there we go. Got it down.
Okay, what are your answers?
My answers. Yep, the answers I got right there. The answers 0 minus 2 is 0 minus 2 is -2.
Okay,
2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 2.
All right, go ahead and graph the last one there.
All right, there we go. Okay.
All right. All right, let's see what else you got here. So that's it for that kind of that type of exercise. Looks like you got kind of another one, like a matching one. Do you see that? Another paper with some matching stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let me snip that in. All right, here we go. All right. So do you have this paper in front of you with these functions?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good
So
number today is 7:43.
we got a couple more minutes in. Let's take a look here. So let's look at f of x equals x minus 2 squared. Okay. And do you remember if this is right 2 or is it left 2? Right 2 or left 2?
Right to or left to.
We haven't
All
talked
right.
about this today. This is what me just asking.
Yep, I know that. I know that. It changes to it's gonna be right there. That's gonna be right too.
It is right 2. Good. All right. So now let me give you one to try here on your own. Can you tell me the transformation of this one? Is it left or right?
Tell me what's on the. Can you tell me what's on the?
Is
Yep,
this
I know
left
that.
or right?
That's right.
Which one?
The one that you, yeah, that one, x plus 1.
Okay. Why was the first one right though?
Because it shows the x in the right. It has to always be to where to find x.
It's because of the negative that it's to the right.
Yeah.
See how there's a negative here? That's why it's right.
Uh-huh.
And what about x plus 1?
X plus 1. Yep, x plus 1 right there. That's
Do you see how it's a different sign here? It's
yes,
operators
yes.
plus, it's minus, so it can't be right. It must be
Left 2.
okay. Here's another one. Is this left or right? And how many?
Left.
Left how many?
Left 3.
Good. Let's look at another one here. Let's say it's x minus 4 squared. Is that left or right?
Right 4.
It is right 4. Very good. All right. We are at the end of our lesson for today. Is your dad around for some feedback?
No.